everyone and welcome to the class. How are you? Well, today we are going to start the new content at page 59, yes? And we're going all the way up to page 61 because of the dictation number 5, yes? But first, let's do the new content from page 59, yes? So the new content is yours sincerely, yours faithfully, forwards, backwards, upwards, downwards, sidewards, towards, to sign up, to sign in, sir, madam, dear, to apply, an application, to rock, an applicant, sideways, a crab. Okay? So this is the new content. Some of it is related to writing letters. Some of them are related to movement. Yes? So let's break down all of them, okay? So the first two we have is yours sincerely and yours faithfully. Well, we use those two words to write letters, yes? So when you are writing a formal letter to someone, well, nowadays we don't do this often, yeah? We don't write letters a lot. But for example, people still use these when writing emails, for example. So when you are writing a formal letter to your boss or to someone very important, in the end, when you are going to say your goodbyes, you can write yours sincerely or yours faithfully, okay? So when you write a formal letter, you can put these in the end of the letter, okay? So you write yours sincerely and then your name, or yours faithfully and then your name in the end of a letter or a formal email. We can also use, to write letters, we can use sir and madam, which is here in the new content as well. Well, sir and madam are very formal ways of calling a man and a woman, okay? So sir is used for men and madam is used for women, okay? So when we are starting a formal letter, we can start by putting dear sir or dear madam, okay? The next word we have to write letters with is dear, okay? So dear, we can use as a form of endearment, okay? So for example, when we are fond of someone, when we like this person, we can use dear, dear fulano, for example, okay? So when we are starting to write a letter, we can use informal letters as well. Dear sir, dear madam, okay? It's a form of endearment. We call dear someone we like or we care about, okay? So someone is dear to us, we can call this person dear, okay? So this is the words we have to write letters. We have yours sincerely, yours faithfully, sir, madam, and dear, okay? We use yours sincerely and yours faithfully to end the formal letters, and we use dear sir, dear madam to start those formal letters, okay? Then we have forwards, backwards, upwards, downwards, sideways, and sidewards, which are all ways of speaking about movement or directions, okay? It's the direction something moves, okay? So for example, I have this pen here and I'm going to move this pen forwards, okay? So I moved the pen forwards, which is like this, okay? In Portuguese would be said em frente, okay? So this is moving forwards, yes? It's moving in front of me Okay, so it's moved forwards. Then we have backwards, which is the opposite. So the pen is here and I'm going to move it backwards. Then I'm going to do this. Okay, so to move backwards, it's when something is moving back. Okay, back. Then we have upwards, which is kind of obvious, yes. Upwards is like this. Okay, so it moves up. It's moving up. Okay. And downwards is the opposite. So when something is moving downwards, it's moving down. Okay. So these are all the directions of something that moves. Okay. Some things can move forward, some things move backwards, some things move upwards, some things move downwards. Okay? Then we have sidewards and sideways. Sidewards and sideways are synonyms, okay? It's when something moves to the sides, to the left or to the right. So this thing is moving sideways. It's not moving forwards, it's not moving backwards, not moving upwards or downwards. It's moving sideways, okay? So it's moving to the sides, to the left or to the right. We have an example of an animal that moves sideways, which is a crab. Yes, you remember crab is that animal that has claws, okay? You've seen those on the beach. Yeah, probably you guys seen on the beach a crab moving sideways, okay? So they don't move their bodies forwards and backwards like we do. They move strictly sideways, okay? We can also move sideways like crabs, but we can also move forwards and backwards. So this is all the movements something can make, okay? It's the direction of something moving, okay? So when we move forwards, we move like this. When we move backwards, we move like this. When we move upwards, we move like this. Downwards, like this. And sideways, like this. And we have the last one, which is towards. Well, towards is, we have to consider the point of view, okay? So I have this pencil and this pen. I'm going to move the pen towards the pencil, okay? So, in Portuguese, it would be na direção de. Ele está vindo na minha direção, então towards me, okay? We have to consider the point of view of the something or someone we're talking about when we are saying towards, okay? So I'm moving my hand towards the camera. Okay, so I moved my hand towards the camera. I am moving this pencil towards me. So I am moving towards me. Okay, so this is towards. We have to consider the point of view of the something or someone we're talking about to use towards. In Portuguese, it would be na direção de alguma coisa. Então, nós temos que considerar o ponto de vista disso ou dessa pessoa que nós estamos falando, okay? So this is our words that express movement and directions, okay? So yeah, forwards, backwards, sideways, upwards and downwards, and so on and so forth. Then we have to sign up and to sign in, which I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it. We use it a lot in social media, yes, when we are signing up and signing in, for example, in Facebook. When we don't have a Facebook and we are creating one, we are signing up to have a Facebook account, for example. Okay, so to sign up is to agree to have something or to agree to start something, okay? So my brother signed up to go to the army, for example, okay? So he agreed to go to the army. We sign up for social media accounts when we don't have one. So I don't have a Facebook. I want to create a Facebook. I am going to sign up and I'm going to put my information, my name and my email, things like that, in order to have an account. And we have to sign in, which when we are talking about social medias, for example, I have a Facebook account. I am going to sign in. So I'm going to enter in my account because it already existed and I'm just signing in. So I'm returning to it. Okay? So to sign in, it could be used to return to a certain site or a social media, okay? Or an app, for example, okay? So this is to sign in, yes? Then after sign up and sign in, we have sir, madam, and dear, which we already saw, yes? It's to write letters. Then we have to apply and an application, okay? To apply is the act, is the verb, is the action of to apply, which is to request something, okay? So I am going to apply for a job. I am going to request this job, okay? So I am applying for it. So to apply is to request something. A lot of people are applying to have the government's money, the government's help nowadays in the pandemic. The government is giving us 600 reais to help us in the pandemic. So a lot of people are applying for that, okay? So they can get the money. So they are requesting, they are applying to get this money, to get the government's money. Then we have an application, which is the request in itself for something. Okay, so when you are applying for the money that the government is giving, you have to sign this application, which I think it's online, and you have to give some personal information about yourself. So this is an application. In Portuguese, it would be formulário. Okay, so an application is a formulário, okay? So you sign the application with your informations, with your personal information in order to apply for something, okay? Then we have an applicant, which is the person that applies for a job or for some government's help, okay? So we have to apply, which is the action of doing it, an application, which is the request, and then we have an applicant, which is the person that is applying for this, the person that requests this thing, okay? Then we have to rock, which is a verb, it's an action. To rock is to move something in a repetitive way, okay? So for example, I have a baby. We used to rock a lot with babies, yes? So when we are putting a baby to sleep, we have them in our arms and then we rock them like this. This is a repetitive way, a repetitive motion that can make the baby go to sleep. The genre of music, rock and roll, comes from this verb to rock, which is a repetitive form of movement. What do we do when we listen to rock and roll? We rock our heads, yes? So this is, much more intensely when we are listening to it, but yes, you get the point. So when we rock, to rock music, we make repetitive movements. So this is to rock, okay? Is to make a movement very repeatedly. Then we have an applicant, sideways, and a crab, which I already explained. Okay, so this is our new content. We have, it's about a lot of things at the same time, yes. We have ways to write letters, we have directions of something, directions where something can move. We have, what else do we have? An apply, an application, and an applicant. We have to rock. We have a lot of new words related to a lot of things. Okay? So this is our new content. Let's go now to the let's repeat, okay? We normally start a formal letter with Dear Sir or Madam and finish it with Yours sincerely or Yours faithfully. I sign up to Facebook only once. After that, I only need to sign in to have access. The job was so important that there were 300 applicants who signed up for the first interview. A crab moves sideways but never forwards. An elevator always moves upwards and downwards. Students shouldn't look towards the window during the lesson. They should look towards the teacher. Good evening, sir. May I take your jacket? The waiter asked. Next page. So this now is the let's practice, okay, in page 60. What do we call a person in a formal situation if we don't know their name? Is it important to write a good letter for a job application? Do babies sometimes like to be rocked sideways, forwards, and backwards when they are going to sleep? Have you ever signed up to sing or dance in a school play? Are there many crabs on the beach in the state of Bahia in Brazil? Do you know how to write a formal letter in English? Did you sign up to learn English at this school? Do we use yours faithfully or yours sincerely at the beginning of a formal letter? Have you ever applied to study at a university? If Susan applied to a university, would she be successful? Would you like to be an applicant for a job as an English teacher? What's the difference between yours faithfully and yours sincerely? Did Mary sign in to the online shop when she bought her phone? Do some people like to eat crab meat? Does the teacher sometimes walk forwards and backwards around the classroom? Okay, so this is our new, this is the let's practice. So we are going to go back a little bit. I'm going to say the answers and then you give me the questions, okay? If we don't know a person's name in a formal situation, we call them sir or madam. Yes, it is important to write a good letter for a job application. Yes, babies sometimes like to be rocked sideways, forwards, and backwards when they are going to sleep. Yes, I have signed up to sing in a school play. Yes, there are many crabs on the beach in the state of Bahia in Brazil. No, I don't know how to write a formal letter in English, but I will learn in this book. Yes, I signed up to learn English at this school. No, we don't use yours faithfully or yours sincerely at the beginning of a formal letter, but we use them at the end. Yes, I have applied to study at a university. Yes, if Susan applied to a university, she would be successful. Yes, I would like to be an applicant for a job as an English teacher. The difference is that we use yours faithfully when we start with dear sir or madam, and we use yours sincerely when we start with someone's name, for example, dear Mr. Smith. Yes, Mary signed in to the online shop when she bought her phone. Yes, some people like to eat crab meat. Yes, the teacher sometimes walks forwards and backwards around the classroom. Okay, so this is the let's practice, and now we are going to the dictation number 5, okay? So you write the dictation number 5, where you were supposed to write, where is the answer of the dictation number 4, okay? So let's go.